Okay, family, August is here, 2024. We got a brand new book to dive into. I'm so excited. Mike Krzyzewski, Leading with the Heart. That's our book for August. I love reading these books. I can't wait. The principles and insights and ideas that we getting ready to get in the month of August from this book is going to be something exciting. Teammates, we are always fighting for a mental breakthrough. We got to change our operating system and program ourselves for success. And this is how we do it, by reading these daggone books and studying and then working our butts off all day to implement what we're reading. All right, let's go. All right, so here we go. At the beginning of the book, Grant Hill wrote the foreword. During high school, I was heavily recruited to play basketball at a variety of colleges and universities. Many coaches assured me that I would start. I would get a certain amount of playing time. Some promised me the world, but not Mike Krzyzewski at Duke University. I'm not going to promise you anything, Coach K told me. If you choose Duke, you have to come in, work hard, and achieve and earn everything you achieve. Teammates, in our business, me in particular, our organization, we are in the financial services distribution business, building teams that help families reach their financial goals, which involves recruiting and talking to people about our business opportunity. And, in commission sales, other people, it's so easy to try to inflate what the earnings potential, and the earnings potential is unlimited. Well, unlimited goes both ways. You got to work. You got to put some energy into it. And it's amazing. People have like these unrealistic expectations on what's going to happen, and they don't even know how to do a presentation. It's actually comical. And then if someone's talking to you about a business and promising you all this stuff, you have to do it. Not the person telling you, you have to do it. And your results are going to be based upon your effort. Period. I don't care what nobody say about whatever they doing. If a person comes in and they put forth a maximum effort and they are great at what they do and they providing great value, they're going to get paid accordingly. And if on the other side of that, if you got people who don't work hard, don't work to get better, don't put forth an amazing amount of effort, they're not going to get an amazing result. I don't care what they're doing. I love that energy. We ain't promising nobody nothing. You have to come in, work hard, and earn everything you receive. That's the point, teammates. That's my insight. Go into every situation knowing that whatever you get, you're going to earn it. Don't look for nothing easy. Don't look for nothing, don't buy into a bunch of promises on what somebody going to do for you or give you, whatever. Do it. You take responsibility. We take responsibility for where we're going. Everybody don't want that. If you don't like that, you might need to get a job, man, and let somebody else take responsibility for making something happen, and you just process whatever you're supposed to be processing. All right, now listen to this. Next point. So now, this is still in the forward with Grant Hill. I later learned that he had never, so he's saying first day. Can you imagine? This is in 1990. I graduated from high school in 1990. So that means Grant Hill and I the same age. Ain't that something? Because if I graduated from high school in 90 and I started college, he started at Duke, same year. Look at that. Ain't nobody scared of Grant Hill. So look. So anyway, in 1990, he's going to his meeting. He's the first team meeting at Duke. He accepted the scholarship. He on the team. He got all the letters. I'm sure everybody in his hometown pumped up and excited about, hey, you going to Duke, blah, blah, blah. So he gets there. My first team meeting in the fall of 1990. Fall of 1990, I was at Fort Benning, Georgia. I just finished high school, and I went to my infantry. No, that was basic training that year. Anyway, fall of 1990 was an awesome day. I remember being excited, anxious, and nervous when Coach K walked in. He paused for a moment to make sure that we were all looking him straight in the eye. And the first thing he said was, "We're going to win a national championship this year." You know that boy was excited. When he looked around, it was some ballers in there. Christian Laettner was in that room. Somebody look up who was on that team in 1990. Who was on that Duke team in 1990? He looked now, cause you know if he had went in that room and he ain't had no ballers in there, he wouldn't have been like, "We're gonna win a championship." He was like, "Okay, guys, we're gonna have a great season this year. We're gonna work hard and we're gonna put forth all our effort." Blah blah blah. No. He looked at that room and he had some ballers. He was like, "Hey, we about to win a national championship," because he was evaluating the talent. This ain't even an insight. But this is a daggum insight. Teammates, wherever you are in your business, if you don't have talented people around you, it's probably not going to happen right now. You got to get some talented people for you to start winning in a business that's based upon a group effort. Anyway, he said, "We're going to win a national championship this year." I later learned that he had never before said that. Well, he hadn't won one either, by the way. I later learned that he had never before said that at an opening meeting, and he would rarely ever say it again. It was a remarkable statement for him to make because he had lost 3 starters the previous year's team, and that team had suffered an embarrassing 30-point loss to UNLV in the national championship game. Is this man crazy? I remember wondering, but when the meeting was over, I walked out of the locker room believing we were, indeed, going to win the national championship. Now listen to this. This is the insight. That was one of Coach K's most valuable qualities. He's inspiring. He makes you a believer. Teammates, I don't know where you learn how to do that at. I don't know if there's a school that you do that. I think that is something that you do have. Now, I talked about it in the last book. It starts with being an encourager. You have to learn how to encourage people. Whereas to the point where you're known for encouraging people. That's what you do. If you don't know how to do that, get a book, get a dictionary, and Google 10 inspiring words, 10 inspiring phrases, and write them down on a piece of paper. And in fact, I'm going to do that today. That's what I'm going to do today. 10 inspirational phrases, and print them out and make sure I say them during the day. Learn how to encourage people, and how more confident you are with where you're going. I think it kind of morphs into inspiration when you're authentic and genuine and you love people and you want to see them win. I'm preaching better than y'all saying amen. Well, I'm going to get me a praying church one of these days. All right, last point. Listen to this. Now, this is a long point, so y'all stick with me. Now, this is the chapter start. This is the chapter 1, getting started. Now, listen to this. So, Mike Krzyzewski. Now, I'm a veteran. I'm a military guy. I like that kind of stuff. So, I went to basic training. I was enlisted. Then I went to OCS and got commissioned and got out North Carolina National Guard as an officer, blah, blah, blah. So military stuff, I like that. So now Coach K went to West Point. For those of you who don't know, that's how you get commissioned to become an officer. You can go to ROTC, OCS, or you can go to a military school like West Point. West Point might be the only one, actually. Anyway, he goes to West Point, graduates, now he's an officer in the Army, goes out to Fort Carson. West Point is a college. It's a military college. So now Coach K is he's a captain on the basketball team at West Point. He a baller. Now he leaves college. Now he's got his real job over at Fort Carson. He's supposed to go do his work. But as soon as he get there, now let me get into the story. In 1969, now listen, I was born in 72. That daggone Mike Krzyzewski was balling 3 years before I was born. Listen, in 1969, right after I graduated from West Point. So listen to this. You got to follow this. For those of you who don't know military and don't know rank and stuff, when you start off, you a lieutenant. That's the beginning or the first level of the officer hierarchy. All right. He graduated from West Point, so he was a lieutenant, meaning he was at the bottom. He's over enlisted people, but as far as officers go, he at the bottom. I was assigned to Fort Carson, Colorado. One of the first things I did was begin to work out and play in my off-duty hours with the post basketball team. But my direct superior, a colonel, so listen, so in military you got lieutenants, you got captains, you got majors, you got colonels, and then you got generals. So Mike Krzyzewski was a lieutenant. His boss was a captain major, was a colonel above him. All right? The colonel called me in. I guess I don't know how the colonel even know he playing basketball, because he said he was doing it in his off-duty hours. So the colonel calls him in and says, told me that I could not participate in the basketball team. He didn't like the thought of me fraternizing with the enlisted men. All right, so Mike Krzyzewski tell him you can't. His boss tell him he can't play. He can't play. Shortly thereafter, the general comes in that's over the whole fort. This guy's name is Major General Bernard Rogers. He was previously the commandant at West Point. That's how stuff works out, man. It just works out in your favor. If you just keep moving, stuff will fall in line for you. If you doing the right thing, you the right type of person, you the right type of believer. You believe that God will align the universe to work out for you, man. It always does. Even if it ain't working for you, you can't see the value at the time. I promise you, it's working in your favor. Anyway, the commandant, the commandant at West Point, he takes the job. Now he's over Fort Carson. He goes to the basketball game. Now he looking around like, where's Mike Krzyzewski? He was the ball. He was our number one guy on the basketball team at West Point. Why he not playing over here? Listen to this. He goes, so Major General Rogers called him up and says, he said he knew I was the captain of the varsity basketball team. The general had just been to a post game, and he called to ask me why I wasn't playing. I love this. Mike Krzyzewski, now he done put his boss on blast. That's what we say now. This is a new stuff. He put his boss on blast. He said, my colonel would rather that I not play. Oh my God, boy. Wait. He done got in the job. He done started trouble already. He says, my colonel said he would rather I not play. He feels it's not a good thing for officers to do. So guess what? So you got lieutenant, colonel, general. General over the whole fort. The general obviously wants him to play. Now, so guess what the general does? The general goes to the colonel. See, if this is so good, man. If it's something blocking you, if you just keep moving forward, the circumstances will just move that person right out of your way. If it's something, what's meant for me is for me, and can't nothing or nobody keep it from me. And if it's something that's not meant for me, ain't nothing nobody can do to get it to me. I'm preaching. I'm preaching a good word on this call. Anyway, so the general goes to the colonel and says, why isn't Lieutenant Krzyzewski playing on the post basketball team? Well, when the colonel responded that he just didn't think it was good for an officer to participate, General Rogers replied, well, Colonel, the question is not should Lieutenant Krzyzewski be playing on our team. The question is, should we have a team? If the answer to that question is yes, we should have a team, then we should have the best damn team we can possibly have. Boy, he was giving it to him at that point. The colonel then agreed that the post should have a basketball team and that Mike Krzyzewski will play. And not only that, he gonna coach the team. That's how I began coaching basketball. And the first year we won the 5th Army Championship. General Rogers, now listen to this, teammates, listen to this. That's why it's so important you have great mentors. General Rogers, who was the one who moved the colonel out the way, ended up becoming the Army Chief of Staff and Supreme Allied Commander in Europe. This guy, I read General Rogers' Wikipedia. This guy's resume is long as it's 6 feet long. Teammates, I want to be that. I want to be General. I want to be like General Rogers. I want to make an impact on people's life where they're going to be telling stories about, hey, I got this idea from Chris. I got this idea from Coach Chris. Or I got this idea from Team Invincible. I was at a meeting and I heard him say, teammates, I don't know. That's just how I just love it. He said, so this is my insight and I'm going to let y'all go. He said, so we're going to have the best damn team we can possibly have. And that is my insight. Whatever you're going to do, just do it to the best of your ability. If you're going to have a team, we're going to have the best damn team possible. Teammates, I promise you, everybody don't think that way. I didn't think that way. I didn't grow up with that in those values about being the best. I grew up where people had just regular jobs, lived paycheck to paycheck, the man, other people, the big wig, it was like these other group of people that were just ordained to be successful, that was going to be over us, and that we were basically limited to whatever scraps they gave us or something weird like that. Teammates, thank God I got delivered from that, because if we're gonna do, we're in an industry, in a business that does not have a ceiling. It does not have a limit. It's thousands of people that are winning at an extremely high level. Let's work and work and work to get to that level and compete and have the best damn team possible. Love you guys. This is just day one. Mike Krzyzewski bringing the heat. Love you guys. We get paid to read these books.